Testing, testing. And we're back. Welcome, one and all, to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Showing my mouse sometime. Do not show mouse cursor, please. There we go. So it's been a bit. Like 9 months. Uh, there's good reasoning for that. You see, I forgot. I forgot. Uh, but no, I've just been busy. I usually take a break around October because I have a second job at a haunted house. I promote underwear sales. It's great. I get to dress up as a grandma. Let's see. Checking my messages before I close things like Firefox. Go. All right. So, uh, first of all, I haven't forgotten about Half Life. Uh, I will finish that. Not today. I just wanted to start this because I've waited too long to see the prosecutor of this game, who is maybe my third favorite prosecutor. Maybe fourth. I think third is a better placement for this fucker. We're not going to see him this stream, but he's great. But this very well might be in my top, like, 5 Ace Attorney games. Trials, time it, and Tribulations. Oh, I can't continue. So, I guess I don't have to do a recap, considering we're starting a new game, because a lot of the times the games don't really reference each other, except for this one. It references the other games a lot because the series was meant to be a trilogy, and this was meant to like cap everything off. And then Capcom decided they needed more money. We need more money. But this is great. I like this game. Uh, it's unlike the last game that had 4 cases. This one has 5, which isn't really special because the first one had 5, but that last 5th case was a DLC case. This one came with 5 originally. There's a problem with this game that I'll get to. Me too. There's a problem with this game. We'll get to it, and I'll explain it whenever we see it. But let's get ready to see possibly one of my favorite first cases of any game, or most of the Ace Attorneys. It's not my favorite first case, but it's pretty up there. Now we begin with Turnabout Memories. After I turn on my air. Okay, so that is still an issue. Hello? Alright. Same old technical difficulties. I love it. There we go. Addy. So. My X split seems to be glitching a little, so I won't know how loud I am. But let's begin with Turnabout Memories. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Someone looks familiar. It wasn't me! I didn't! I didn't do it! "5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial." April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 3. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, I can't do that for both the judge and him. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Mia, please calm yourself down. Mia Fey's not the one. You're thinking of Maya, actually. Mia, please calm yourself down. I say, I forgot what this guy's voice was. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You honestly haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. I have to pull my things up. Yeah, Mia and Maya. It's definitely something that gets mixed up quite a bit. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me, what, with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? You've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have. I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in that pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, I'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? You have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like, the Flying Brothers, people screw it up all the time. Does, is something surprising you? And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m. District Court, room number 2. I completely agree with you. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was the leading defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg... Oh. Grossberg says some concerning things. That's my first problem with this case. Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that standing there right next to you? Yes, well... You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. It's not what he said. It's what he's going to say. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon.
What was that about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of the events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. Please hold your applause. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1, added to the court record. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought it might loosen you up a bit. I'm a gentleman, if you will.
A what? Stand up there, Mia. Show them what you're made of.
A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? Because, go on. They say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. The tutorial case.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of this case are filed under the court record. Now, you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there. Think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay. Let's take a look. I just pressed tab here.
Now then. What the? Okay.
Attorney's badge. Proof of my profession. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Doug. Autopsy report. Date and time of death. Oh, no. Uh-oh. That was 2 days ago. At 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Crime photo 1. Crime took place behind the IVU building.
Now then, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
I'm glad you asked. It was asphyxiation. Asphyxiation. Well, I think you'll find it was a case of asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation, huh? Mia, what are you doing?
Well, it's a suffocating. I can hardly breathe.
No one's asking how you feel. Please make sure to properly read the court record.
I'm so sorry. I'll take a better look. Hang in there, Mia. The court record is tab.
I'll ask you once again. What was the cause of death?
Hypothermia. Hypothermia, I believe. Mr. Grossberg? Does it suddenly feel very cold in here to you?
It's because your absurd replies brought
Chills to the courtroom. I'm sorry.
Look at the court record more carefully, would you? How can you expect to win a case this way?
Hang in there, Mia, okay? Court record is tab.
I'll ask you once again. What was the cause of death?
Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murder use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. Let me take a swig of my drink. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's what's in pain for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
They don't call me the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Uh-oh. Seems I tapped Mike a little.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence? What's that?
Mia! I don't need to get worked up over all this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it in old Greybeard's face. Hey!
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg?
This is the trope where the bald man has hair in the past.
Try and set a better example for the young lady. Well, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tabs, so be sure to go over it all. Yes, I'm actually immortal. From the fucking Middle East. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Marvin Grossberg, my superior, the head of Grossberg Law. Phoenix Wright, Chronic Himbo, my client, a third-year art student at Ivy University. He currently has a cold. Doug Swallow, very unfortunate name. The victim, he was fourth-year pharmacology student at Ivy University. Dahlia Hawthorne. She's 20? Fuck. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim Doug Swallow until 8 months ago. Winston Payne, the prosecutor for this trial, a veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking what he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. Court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No. He means what you did before you were arrested.
Oh! I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you.
Will the defendant please refrain from passing all his calls to the rest of us?
Yeah, I'm not gonna cough into the mic anymore.
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. She was my baby girl, and I was her kid. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Oh, he's British, okay.
I see, so you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
Seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
I know who you are. Die. Oh, that's worse. And that would be?
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradiction.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? There was a lie? A contradiction?
Now then, no cross-examination, if you please, Miss Ray.
Give me a second. I'm turning my air conditioner back on. There we go. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? You wouldn't lie? In court? The victim and I. I actually admit I was there. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah. Sort of. The place where something happened, anyway.
Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Achoo, achoo, achoo!
Anyway, Mr. Wright. Well, anyway, Mr. Wright. What were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
A coincidence, huh?
But I'm not a killer! All I did was find his body. You say you found the body? So who called the police? Huh?
Unfortunately, there's some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there, next to the body, in shock.
What? But you can't kill people. That's illegal. Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So, you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is... I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not?
Achoo, achoo, achoo. Now see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
I can't? Well... I guess I did know his name. News to me? Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who is this Dolly person?
Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Mrs. Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet.
That's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. That's right, you stated the following in your statement. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean... Yeah... That's my second problem. Sorry, my headphones turned off. That's my second problem with this game. You'll know the killer when you see them. Even though they never show you in the beginning, it's practically obvious. That's right. I mean, why would I even... That doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear!
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean? Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart! I swear I didn't do it! He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor? What is it now?
Who is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. So you mean like stars and stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Mia, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg.
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia. Check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, do you think you can manage your own from this point?
I can handle it myself. 1 year ago, I was in the courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're gonna state a contradiction, make sure you present. I love experiencing technical difficulties. I love it.
Okay, Mia, one more time from the very beginning of his testimony. No, I know what to present. Remember that you can check pictures. This motherfucker was wearing a jacket. Oh, you get to hear her objection. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright! You've been lying to me! Please forgive me! What?
Well, you made our client cry. What the fuck?
Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. What did she mean by that? Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble across the scene of the crime.
Oh. Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of that medicine? I'm not shilling for that fucking company. It's not a real company.
Would you happen to know to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at another photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand? It's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I am afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine. Dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
Crime photo 2 added to the court record. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Cold Killer X found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprint.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
I was like, this bitch is stupid. That's fucking 9 p.m. It's upside down.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, you have some kind of an explanation for all of this.
Oh, this is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids.
I wish that was the worst thing you said. Or that you say. Truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, he was going to sell me some fentanyl. We split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. Been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
He's right. It's completely different from the previous testimony you gave previously.
Achoo, achoo, achoo. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
I don't.
You hardly forgive me. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies.
What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me.
Have you ever met the victim before then?
No! Never! But that day he called me and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart.
Ugh! What was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Or she meant Mr. Wright, that is.
That was one of those nasty love triangles. I see.
He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 245 behind that building.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 245?
Yeah, we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist. What type of alchemist?
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals, strange machines that run on high voltage, electricity, and a dog.
Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details.
So you're absolutely certain you made it 245?
Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. They're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments.
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something, like fentanyl. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyways.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
Talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. So what was it you were talking about?
You know, a shoot cough.
That maybe we should hang out again sometime.
Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true.
Maybe kiss a little. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there.
So you say you went back?
Oh, yeah. That's when I found the body.
Yes, but when did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right. I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there?
I thought maybe we could make up.
Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this.
I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days.
It's rather unusual to catch the cold this time of year, isn't it?
I fucking caught one last week. Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring. What? Oh, that's right. Okay. I forgot. This was localized. The creator of the series wasn't intending for the game to be localized because after the first one, he was told it wasn't going to happen. And then the game got popular. I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the incident. And what did you do for lunch? I killed a man. Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
Well, Mia?
I don't know. I can't seem to find any contradictions.
The boy isn't exactly what I'd call a natural liar, you know. But still, we can't have him continue to spout nonsense.
I know, but what can I do?
Well, I'm certain he must still be hiding something. Information! Right now, it's information we need more than anything else.
About the pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about the pharmacology department. No. Doug made me sign an NDA. Oh, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages that are so... There are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables. Yeah, so there were electrical poles set up all around the building. High-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
No, I'm done. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
Mr. Payne, that's rather sexist of you. Bailiff killed him. However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor!
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
Establish the murder method.
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Fay?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must begin to understand the basic rules of court, yes. An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I'd completely forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
That cable which is still sparking. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Fry, where exactly is the photo in the murder weapon? In this photo is the murder weapon.
See, this dumbass had an umbrella, and it snagged on the cable so powerful it snapped. Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man. Oh, fuck. The wind said, fuck this umbrella.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant.
Achoo!
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
They need an adamantium umbrella. You won't be able to pick it up.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints were on something else besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
I don't know if that's true. Ah, you mean?
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Order! 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 That's enough! I think we can conclude there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
I just want to feel your tits, bro.
Stick a fork in us, we're done!
Mr. Grossberg. I'm not even gonna fucking read that.
I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No the further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. I'll kill him. By this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fee? Sorry, I'm texting on my phone.
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I can't just say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute! Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
No, you won't. I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Oh, fuck. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey! It's none of your business! I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Nice tits.
Uh-oh. What you just said? Was that the truth?
Yeah. I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please! Please, give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. I'll be okay. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim. Okay, that's the line that I was worried about. Okay. Okay. This came out before 2010. When I pushed the victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So I had to kill him. I had to defend her pride. Her honor. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. I went back, but he was just lying there. Dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. Let's not ask how high those things are. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. They were almost 8 feet.
No, don't say that!
If there had been something like that, I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a himbo like him could have missed out.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to kill him. To deliver my... To deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence that will prove it. When I pushed the victim, the guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. What kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said she fucks like a horse. He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just fucking lost it. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me what about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I gave him a light, gentle hold on. Do you see that fucking that fucking the electrical cables? They're all the way up there. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right. There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it. I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You dumb motherfucker. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. It fucking snapped like a toothpick. It was made out of fucking cardboard. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kinda like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Was there something important in that testimony just now?
Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It is vital. I want to officially have it entered into testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? I mean, yeah, he was just dead on the floor. He wasn't gonna fucking use it. Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. And it's water soluble, so I didn't want to fuck it up. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oh, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
A little bit after I left, I started to get worried. After you shot the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it, I was furious.
You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition?
Yeah, he could have been fucking vaporized and I wouldn't have given a shit. At least not for those first 15 minutes. Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. I felt bad. I went back, but he was just lying there. Dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope. Nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough sound any funnier?
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear, I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever.
Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. That guy. I lost... Where the fuck did the umbrella go? There it is. Under him, you say. Why didn't you testify about that umbrella from the very beginning? Come on. Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that? Take another look.
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order! The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately. Why, you just had it on you?
Umbrella, owned by the victim, found broken near the electrical pole at the crime scene.
The umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
It was under him, you stupid motherfucker. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
No buts. I know this about. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
no!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's attorney. Testimony.
Phoenix's testimony. Victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud snap when this happened.
Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through a cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness?
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well,
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Neil! What do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Go will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterward, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Now you can save.
April 11th.
Oh, fuck. That's today. I just realized.
District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. This game doesn't use your dates, by the way. That's a huge fucking coincidence. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. Alright. At least you told us the truth at the end, Mr. Wright. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's... The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said that I want you to carry this.
Oh, she gave it to you as a present.
I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. Makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, a small bottle necklace given to Wright the day they met. He shows it to everyone. There's a small crystallized chunk of crystal meth embedded in the middle. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Oh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder?
What are you reading there?
Let me see that. I don't know if you recognize this music. This is Matt's fucking theme. I think out of all the songs they could have recycled, this was a fucking track to bring back. Because they don't really recycle music too much. For every game, they pretty much either remix or completely change the music. But they brought this back. Because there's some shit happening in the background.
Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case.
You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record. An article from August 28th, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. Can I actually look at that? Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, looks like race is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. To be continued. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, I got it. Today, 1213 District Courtroom, number 2. Fucking 4 hours ago. For me.
Order now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
Wait, that's in California. That's fucking 2 hours ago.
The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Who let these moths in here?
What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. My job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now witness, could you please state your full name?
I'm,
Don't worry, sweet. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
I will bash them with...
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. Uh, a second. I am texting, girl. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, oh, so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all.
I need to get better at cable management. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be in here in your noble presence. The honor's all mine.
Oh, the honor's all mine!
I read it. You didn't hear it, but I read it. I'm not reading that a second time. There we go.
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Beanie wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What did I witness? I'm planning to go back to Fee's place after class was over. Fee and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Fee noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Mr. Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady! As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never...
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit. Me a fag.
What's this, so you two are acquainted?
Yes. We've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor's all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay. Madame? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed.
I've been planning to go back to Fee's place after class was over.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Beanie, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? I was picking up fentanyl.
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Sunru.
Sunru?
poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through the back area.
Ah,
Yes, that makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front door.
how else would you enter? Teleportation?
I climbed in through the window once.
Kenny and I and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
So, who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So,
What were Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyways?
Mia, do you know what yaoi is? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Faye.
don't drag the witness down on your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
Then suddenly, Dougie got all... Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed.
Oh, I don't think I can do that voice. I can already feel the strain. Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes,
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time, and he never did a thing to Dougie.
If I press it for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
Leave it alone.
I suppose her statement works in our favor for now. I'll hold off on looking into it any deeper until it's necessary.
Very well, young lady. Please go on with your testimony.
That's when Fee noticed that I was there.
What did Mr. Wright...
And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you?
I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me.
You don't remember?
Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only moments prior.
Please. Someone! Anyone stop him before he gets hurt by me!
I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So, to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
They were making fentanyl. That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
Students knew what was going on? But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. They all seemed kind of excited about something.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
Did the students call the police?
Yes, I was just so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. Just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's got to be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep find the contradiction on this one.
I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place.
I think it was this one. It was not. I'd like to show a contradiction. People lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness.
But that's what I do.
I believe the defendant is engaged in a fishing expedition.
What?
It is she has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will, if you don't mind. I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Ducky fell to the ground.
At that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't touching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Miss J.
Oh, I like the sound of it, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
What the fuck?
Okay.
You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Hey! Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
Excuse me. Dying.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on. I was listening to music at the time. Now, I originally thought that was stupid as fuck. And then I went to college and I was wearing my headphones all the time.
Headphones? You mean both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and light. Very, very frightening.
Galileo.
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradiction in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. The testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now is not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh, I must admit the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. Well, that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be on to something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if...
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs at high voltage, Your Honor.
You're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4/9 at 2:55 p.m.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, it wouldn't have been snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
The umbrella. This is it. This is why the cable snapped.
Well, Your Honor,
I believe the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense.
that was their best lines yet, Your Honor.
Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance.
Well then, let's hear it.
Oh, fuck, did I forget? I forgot. They said who or what, so fucking Doug. This is it! This is what...
Fuck!
I forgot. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds about... Wait, are you saying that...
Lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he could have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here.
Ah!
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true! The defense is absolutely correct! There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? Attorney's explanation. You said some things that are a little different than I remember them. Oh.
What?
What the? Please, just one more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course it's alright. Fuck it. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Little crybaby. Wee piss. The truth is, Finny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Ducky tried his best to run away from him. But Finny caught up and crashed into him from behind. Cable snapping and Ducky being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fairy, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice.
Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to this court?
I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge.
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called
Oh, come on, it was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. I got a fucking achievement for that, for fucking test of pressing her on that. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole?
Yes, I did nothing to stop it. I know it doesn't look like it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
And Dougie tried his best to run away from him.
But let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold?
Yes, I was listening. What?
Where?
Sorry.
Miss Fay, I'll have you to ask you to stop badgering this witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Go, Phoenix, kill him!
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
And I wish the best for them both, that they would each give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
But Feeny got up and crashed into him from behind.
I can't be fired! Incompetent! No!
Yeah, I agree. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? I think he wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? Phoenix Wright suplexed the fucking murder victim into the electrical cable. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry. I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
Why don't you figure out the contradiction here? It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia.
Random bunch of bullshit, go!
Okay, push him twice. You see, this is fun because I actually forgot the solutions to this case. That wasn't it.
Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement?
I don't really see any problem with it.
Actually, I don't either.
Well, then what are you making a fuss for? Think before you speak, young lady.
Looks like you missed the mark on that one. There we go.
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine! That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted.
Rio 5?
In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah!
Would you please care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order in the court! What is it?
This is nonsense. The real murder.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable break and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who it wasn't? Who else are you saying could have done it?
I'm just going to take a drink real quick. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow, only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
No. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized.
How do I know if it's the wrong person?
Because I'll penalize you. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fay. Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
Grossberg, I've had enough of your shit.
Could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
I'm affiliated with a black mafia. I know exactly who killed Phoenix. You just have to amuse me. Bailiff, send this asshole to the Shadow Realm. Order! Order! Miss Fay! I mean, what? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
Ah! Yeah!
How can you say so? How can you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything.
Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge for...
Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. Achoo!
You! What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record.
What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seats. Bailiff, grab that man!
Oh! Choo choo! Leave my Dolly alone!
That boy.
He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh! Mr. Grossbag, you're back!
It seems I arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Police report. A report on the incident 8 months ago.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
Incident overview. Location, District Court House. Cafeteria. Date and time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando, ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, tells how you came to lose your boyfriend. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I.
May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Ah, don't you worry, dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin this whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry. Please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for a little bit pair.
I believe the girl's trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. "8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, has a very good reason.
Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How I Met My Feeny.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement reading room. The moment her eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day.
For so long, you told me you really make people sick. It's just Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the day of my youth, go get her.
How I Met My Feeny.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. I think my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
On that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict, except when he doesn't. That's why some people call him the Great Jogini.
It's like we were destined to meet in this very courtroom. Basement reading room. The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an odd suit, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Fay, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish some relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well, young lady. I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
Please, Your Honor, the answer is quite simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern Europe and poetry in the criminal underworld.
That sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? No, I've even forgotten. But I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff?
Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it in here, so be sure to read it carefully.
The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. No! Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, he is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Wrong, I'd fuck the shit out of him. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth! It was a truly shocking experience.
Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about life. You've been going out ever since that fateful day. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, not at all. We parted on good terms. I mean, he couldn't walk afterwards, but good terms. But that can't be.
Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup.
Huh. Are you sure?
Yes, it seems they both wanted it that way.
So the victim wanted to break up with him.
Oh. Oh, I understand now. You'll understand in about 3 months.
So, you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see...
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my life. My wife.
No one cares, Mr. Payne.
She didn't deny it. That must mean... Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Bea. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. Well, the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
It's like I had come to this courtroom.
Liar.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay?
8 months ago, right here in this very courtroom, was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
You fucking remembered that?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is
Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Dahlia Hawthorne?
yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye.
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case
Just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable! It's true then, the loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorn.
Miss Fay, that's not fair! You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case! I will not allow it!
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, man! Oh! You really lit a fire? Oh, you gotta be shitting me. You really lit a fire in my heart. And my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my...
I met the lawyer who was poisoned. I discussed something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened. Well, that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you just heard from the witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Leah, you're going with the true lawyer's aura, my dear.
You're beginning to realize.
A proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing.
Uh-oh!
He wasn't the judge. What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
It has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Oh, absolutely. This legal system is fucked.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you!
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please!
Ugh.
Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. I left my sleep for just a moment, and that's when it happened.
How long were you gone?
I've already answered all those questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes? And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What are you saying, Miss Fay? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop. She doesn't shit.
You heard the defendant, Miss Fay. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
From what I heard, it was a lethal poison that is lethal to just 2 teaspoons. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's half fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount. Huh. The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have rightly slipped it in there. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. Since it said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes. Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
What you do not smell is iocane powder. It's a special kind of poison. You see, it can kill a police officer just through touch alone.
And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madame Fay.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Fay's questions.
Well, in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
That's what you're referencing.
What do you not smell is iocane powder.
But I know you poisoned this cup. So this must be the cup that isn't poisoned, because you were expecting me to switch our cups.
And I think we're back. Okay. That's all cleaned up. I got a towel and shit.
Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now, just how did a literature student get a hold of poison of all things?
I know how. Of course I fucking know how.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim? Doug Swallow? They're not dating anymore.
He's dead. That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You. No!
Order! Could it be?
It's nothing but a baseless accusation.
May I say something, Madam Fay? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of the poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find the suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something like that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. You're saying that I threw the poison container away. I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof?
She's got me good with that.
Find some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Fay. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're gonna lose this lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
You're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder? Then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
I'm allowed to say whatever I want.
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that...
It's a charming little necklace. Is this little bottle? It's really cute. But what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fay?
The day the witness met in Phil for Mr. Phoenix Wright was just 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No! Why?
Order in the court. On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Fuck.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Fuck, don't say it like that. Well, I guess you must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone the real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you wear around your neck.
My necklace?
Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asked for a present back like that.
But Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That is why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying.
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie! Whoa! Oh! Eek!
Are you right? I will fit it. After him. Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him. So he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What?
That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not good enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. You what?
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it in the little bits first. But yeah.
What? What's he doing now?
Yeah. Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. Phoenix Wright ate a glass bottle.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fitting defense attorney's overactive imagination.
Oh, I actually don't have the necklace anymore.
So it would seem. For my next trick, I will consume this entire flower vase.
No, there must be some mistake. This bottle must not have had any poison left in it. That or the poison must have lost its potency.
There, it's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is evidence.
Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright! Your Honor, I need to throw up. I'm sorry, Miss Fay. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow, that girl, shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business! I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying!
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. Could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous!
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. Welcome to the stream.
Glad that's your first impression.
And thank you for the follow. I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it ever. I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor! It's the defendant is!
Miss Fay, you tell him! Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony. Then, oops, I'm voicing Mia. Then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
Night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing is to kill someone. Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore...
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
I'm glad you asked. Marvin Grossberg, your life ends in 13 minutes. There was only one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things work out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you. Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Oh, Mr. Wright, this must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing that Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. Sorry. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there's just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne!
It appears we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. First, where's your evidence? It seems your stifling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or, you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge?
No!
With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
We're not finished.
Fine. And ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mayor. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'd be killed. You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge. Forever, I'm afraid.
No! You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Gay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But, to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly!
Stupid woman!
So, the opinion of the court that there's already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
You're unable to establish her guilt, and I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. He will be forced to eat glass again.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. The up-and-coming lawyer promised Earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Thomas Fay, please present your evidence. Show this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Here it is, Your Honor.
Here it is, Your Honor, the evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does a rookie defense attorney have a little bit of a cold?
I was just so hungry. How hungry?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony?
But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us.
She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well.
After
shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe that she did testify she was going to meet with the defendants.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about in the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim, And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now. Everyone... Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Righty, that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey!
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, the victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain.
You will eat this cold medicine now.
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Why, yes.
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Ooh, it's finally over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But if so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
My hair is flying off! My beautiful hair! No! No, 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 no!
Bald.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fay,
Yes, Your Honor?
was it just me or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well.
Oh, you've never seen Ace Attorney before? This is the third game.
Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter.
Losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly! A chew.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. Court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Well, the good news is this is the first case.
This court is adjourned.
April 11th. Today. 3:16 p.m. 3 hours ago.
Mia, you're wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my... like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, you, maybe think you could stop talking about them.
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright! Congratulations, you're a free man. Both in relationship and the court.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I knew could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something?
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. You mean Larry?
Eesh. What kind of company does this guy keep?
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time. I see.
I see. I wonder who that friend could be.
Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself.
But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all the charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your clients. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day.
Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. The end.
There he fucking is. I'm unfortunately going to be ending the stream, but I'll let you see the little video for the next case. Oh, I gotta say.
The time is 1 a.m. Detective, we made it! Ooh, what a relief. Glad the jewel's still safe. It's me, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Oh, you said it, pal. It must have been rock solid security that scared him off.
Would you mind just opening the safe just to check? The cyborg. If if I was able to get my tickets, I would have dressed up as him.
Oh, we've been hid! Oh, aus front, guards! Turn on the searchlights!
Better luck next time, gentlemen! Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. To the moon I go. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. And that's your sneak peek.
No, stop!
Yep, we get the Phantom Thief. Alright. There we go. Yeah, it's this is one of my favorite games in the series. Not my favorite. There's like 3 games ahead of it, but it's still pretty good. I will be sending y'all to my friend if he is still streaming. If not, you won't get sent. Okay. Yeah, they're very cool. I've seen one in this since I've seen the actual game. I know what happens. I love the Phantom Thief here. I also really like the one that showed up in Brave Police, which is a show that I have watched a little bit of. But anyways, I appreciate being able to stream again. I'm going to be trying to do this more regularly. Don't hold me to that. I am going to finish this game, though, and Half-Life. But we're going to see the cyborg first before I continue Half-Life. Alright. Anyways, have a good day, y'all. Here comes my friend. Alright. Alright, show him a good time.